So as you know, Madden ratings suck. So that's why I tried to use them to see who is the most average starting quarterback in the entire league. So let's see what they think. Alright, so here's the spreadsheet that I made called Who is the Most Average Starting Quarterback According to Madden. So basically, what I did is I took all of the quarterback ratings from this ratings database, and if I click position and then filter by quarterback, or if I even just go to the release dates and click quarterbacks here, then these are the quarterback ratings. Tom Brady 97, Rodgers 96, Mahomes is 95, Allen is 92. Then we have Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, and then Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray, Derek Carr, Ryan Tannehill, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Mac Jones. They haven't updated Baker Mayfield to be on the Panthers yet, so Jimmy G, then Jameis, Trevor Lawrence, Teddy Antua, Jalen, Justin Fields, Carson Wentz, Zach Wilson, Jared Goff, Trey Lance, Davis Mills, and a lot of the Marcus Mariota, Sam Darnold, Andy Dalton, Daniel Jones, and then a lot of the rookies are in this area. So yeah, so these are the quarterback ratings that we're going to be using, and I'm going to take the starting quarterback for each of those teams. So I began with the NFC North because I just feel like it was a logical decision to start with them. And so, as you see, Rodgers is a 96, Cousins is an 80, Fields is a 74, and Goff is a 72. Now, if you guys remember, I made a video called Kirk Cousins is mathematically the most average quarterback in the entire league a few months ago, and I basically used this a system to use the Madden ratings to see if he is mathematically, according to Madden, who is the most average quarterback. I did this exact same thing, and I put the average of the division up here, so and colored it based on who is closest to that rating. The NFC East, Dak Prescott is an 89, Jalen Hurts is a 73, Jalen Hurts is 74, Carson Wentz is a 73, and Daniel Jones is a 70. That comes out to a 76.5 average. And Jalen Hurts is the one that is closest to that. In the NFC South, Tom Brady is a 97, Baker Mayfield is a 77, Jameis Winston is a 76, and Marcus Mariota is a 71. And that average, very boosted by Tom Brady, comes at an 80.25. The NFC West has two averages, 78 and 76.75. Because as you see, I listed Jimmy G and Trey Lance because Jimmy G technically is the starter, but Trey Lance is going to be the starter. I'm under that assumption that Trey Lance will be the starter. So, yeah. And basically, the Matthew Stafford is an 85, Kyler is an 84, Jimmy G is a 77, and Trey Lance is a 72, and Drew Lock is a 66. So with Jimmy G, the average is a 78, and with Trey Lance, it is a 72, and both of those guys are closest. The NFC average is about 78.8125 when you add all 16 quarterbacks and divide by 16, or 78.5 whenever you add Trey Lance. So the closest is Baker, Jimmy G, and Kirk Cousins because these two are about 1.5 away, and this one is also very close. The AFC North's average 90 and 87. Joe Burrow's a 90. Lamar Jackson is an 87. I think Lamar Jackson is a better player than Joe Burrow. But, I mean, they're the same age. Deshaun Watson is an 84, and Mitchell Trubisky is a 69. I put Jacoby Brissett in there because obviously the Deshaun Watson drama. And Jacoby Brissett is a 70, and Kenny Pickett is a 68, which makes the overalls 82.5 with Watson and Trubisky, and 78.75 with Brissett and Pickett in there. The AFC East with an average of 79.25. Josh Allen is a 92, Mac Jones is a 78, Tua is a 75, and Zach Wilson is a 72. The reason I didn't put Teddy B is because, first off, I'm under the assumption that Tua will get the starting job, and also they're the same overall, so it would have been pointless. And yeah, that comes out to a 79.25, which Mac Jones is closest to. AFC South, Ryan Tannehill is an 83, Matt Ryan is an 81, Trevor Lawrence is a 76, and Davis Mills is a 71, and that comes out to a 77.75, which is closest to Trevor Lawrence's rating. In the AFC West, I should have put this as like, I should change the color to this, because Patrick Mahomes is a 95, Herbert is an 88, Wilson is an 87, and Carr is an 83. That turns out to an 88.25 with Justin Herbert. So the average is 81.9375, or an 81 with the other two quarterbacks, and that is Matt Ryan. So the finalists are Baker, Jimmy G, Kirk Cousins, and Matt Ryan. Adding up every single quarterback in the league, the average with the normal starters comes out at an average overall of 80.375 overall. And if you know anything about any of these ratings, you know that the closest to that overall is Kirk Cousins with an 80 overall. And as you can see, with the altered starters of Jacoby Brissett, Kenny Pickett, and Trey Lance, it comes out to a little bit lower at 79.65 to 65 overall. And the closest is still Kirk Cousins at an 80 overall. And that means that the winner of the most average starting quarterback is Kirk Cousins. He has won the first 2 seasons of average quarterback. And again, this is according to Madden ratings, which suck, by the way. So you shouldn't really trust them, but you should really, keep it in account, though, that Madden believes that Kirk Cousins is the most average starting quarterback. So So, Kirk Cousins indeed retains his title as the most average starting quarterback in Madden 23, as he did in Madden 22, and this time it's actually his launch. I will update this with a part 3 of this to see if Kirk Cousins is still the average, and I will do a launch video for, a launch edition video for, Madden 24, to see if Kirk Cousins can still retain this title. Now, in my opinion, Kirk Cousins is average to above average quarterback. I don't think he's the average quarterback like Madden rates him according to the starters. And I think the reason that he's rated like this is because there's so many big quarterbacks and then there's so many low ones. So the overall is like 81, 80, and that's Kirk Cousins. He just kind of is in the middle. I think he's a decent quarterback. I don't think that he's the average quarterback, but according to Madden ratings, he is the mathematically most average quarterback that starts on a team. Like, even if you got rid of Deshaun Watson, Mitchell Trubisky, and Jimmy G, which reduces the overall by like 20, reduces the total by like 20, it's still the same thing. So, Kirk Cousins is still average according to Madden, even though he's not. So that's going to do it for today's video. And I know I haven't uploaded in a while, and I'm sorry about that. I want to start uploading, but I'm not going to. Yeah. And that's it. Bye.